some win for the Romanian, beating last year's semifinals.
And the winner, he would play the winner of this match.
And I can't imagine Federer was sad to see Nalbandian eliminated. At court, Suzanne Langlan, Carlos Moya, champion here some 7 years ago, continuing to receive treatment. He's been getting this on the last few changeovers on a right shoulder that has bothered Moya throughout the spring, and Moya says it's the muscles around the shoulder that have had to do too much work and thus leave him robbed of much of the power. It's not a pain situation. And the one thing, John, that you referenced it earlier, in this set that seems to have worked for Moya is going to a little bit of a softball tactic. He's been able to win a few games with it.
Well, as we've seen from Federer, as an example, Roddick at Wimbledon a couple times, he can handle pace. He likes pace. And on this surface, I would recommend the old moonballing tactic if Moya is capable of it at all. Federer's enjoying his hour out in the court so far.
He stepped up to serve, and Moya wasn't even around. He switched rackets. Might be trying to find a friendlier tension for his shoulder.
Moya's rackets are remarkably loose to begin with. And the loosest that I've
Since
seen.
you?
Yeah, you know, I like them loose, but you know, with the bigger head and his power, I mean, it's really tough to handle. That's why you see heavy spin from him. Keep the ball in the court. It's a smart play when you're up a set 4-3, 30 love. Your opponent's about 10 feet behind the baseline. You come in on the second serve. You see, even there, Moya's on his back foot, you know, hitting a backhand. What that message is so negative to me when you're playing a guy this good.
Federer.
You watch Federer play.
I mentioned this a lot at Wimbledon, and it's so annoying because it doesn't look like he breaks a sweat. It looks to him, matches look like a practice session. Now, they've been on court an hour. Look at Federer's shoes and socks. They look like they've come right out of the package, right? I mean, they still look white.
Doesn't look like Ferrero yesterday.
Exactly. And then you look down and you see everyone else with the clay caked on their shoes and socks. Even here, Federer looks like it's easy.
He's like Pete a lot, the way he moves, glides around the court. He moves a lot better than you think. The difference with Pete grew up in California, Samples that is, in case someone didn't know who I was talking about, played almost all of his tennis on hard course, whereas Federer grew up in Switzerland, so he's had a lot of experience on the surface. He's a lot more comfortable on the surface.
He actually grew up playing on clay in Basel until he was a teenager. They had a clay court. They used to put a bubble over it in the wintertime so that he could continue to play.
You know, when she was playing at her very best, another Swiss player, Martina Hingis, looked this comfortable on the court. Just good from everywhere. You know, just you used to sense with her when she'd be playing her matches that there was no tension, there was no real stress. She knew she was going to win. And that's what you get from Federer.
Federer also has an awesome serve. Hingis never had a big serve.
No. And it got worse.
Some of those treatments treatments may be helping Moya holding his serve the last few games.
Federer mène 5-4.
Roger Federer, #1 player of the world. The one major that he has yet to win is here at Roland Garros, serving now to take a 2-set lead.
15-0.
And a spot in the quarterfinals awaiting the winner here against Victor Hanescu of Romania. A name that's known as a bracket buster, right?
And as who? He did beat Albanian, who's a tough customer. A 5-setter. Down 2-1. Won easily the last 2 sets. Very tall, thin but very tall. Probably I would say 6'4" at least.
So Federer now 2 points for the set. Well, there's why the margin of error helps. First double for Federer.
Let. Premier service. Avantage Federer.
Moya knowing this may be the one chance he has to get in this match.
Let. Premier service.
Let's see.
He's out the first. If he was too long, so it's first, but he's out.
Why it isn't let.
Premier service.
He was out at first, and then somehow it went. Right. It was good. He looked at it and called it out.
Here's the thing, though. When Federer, if Federer thinks that a shot he hit is in, don't you kind of believe him?
I'm glad I wasn't the only one confused by that. So Moya's dodged 3 set points.
He's playing harder right now, and he's certainly as into it as he's been this entire match. He sort of came out and more or less gave Federer this first set. To build a hole against Roger, though, it's a tall task to overcome. To get down a set and a break and try to work your way back in when you're already down that far.
Jeu et second manche.
So
Federer,
Federer able to finish out the set.
2 manches à service.
6-1, 6-4 for the world number one. Welcome back to Court Suzanne Langlan, where Roger Federer began the third set, breaking Moya's serve. And Moya knows better than anyone the Herculean task facing him, trying to come back against the number one. Federer then held calmly. Moya with a far better fight in the second set. Still down 2 sets and a break.
A little off balance there was
Yeah, I was
Federer.
going to say,
15-0.
mark this. Once a match, maybe?
He almost turned his ankle. That's why you have to be careful sliding. That's why the ground crews of a tournament like this are very important. Keep the areas smooth and the same. You'd hate to hit a spot where suddenly there was no clay. You see Roger sliding here, and he's pretty much out of the point. Right there, it's suddenly the sneaker catches something, and the ankle looked like it turned a bit. Fortunately, it doesn't appear to be hurt.
What happens as well on these clay courts is the grounds crew has to make sure that they water behind the baseline as well as on the court in between sets and matches. Otherwise, it gets drier back there, and your footing, you slide more. See that sometimes, especially on the outer courts, wide. See those long hash marks from slides.
30.
These courts here at Roland Garros there's so much room behind the baseline. It's a defender's court, especially Court Philippe Chatrier. It's the biggest tennis court in the whole world.